Hello everybody and welcome back to Starbirds, where it seems I forgot to save last episode. I don't know exactly how that happened, but it seems that is indeed what happened here. That is unfortunate, but I've gotten us back to this point here, which is at the beginning of Stage 3. So what we need to do now is we need to start crafting the optics factory, right? So we need to start researching the optics factory here, and we also are going to need to research the... What was this? That's also the optics factory? Okay. So we're going to need to get some glass, and that means we need quartz and to refine that into glass. So the question is, where are we going to get quartz? Well, we need silicon and water, and we can't get both of those from the same asteroid. Oh, interesting. These are out of reach. Very interesting. So we can get silicon and water over here. So I'm going to discover this asteroid with the goal being that we're going to pipe water over to here. So we're going to enter this. And we're going to want to also get ourselves a module going here for sure. So this is going to be silicon. That's fine. So we can pump the water over. Or no, this is going to be silicon. So that's okay. We can put the extractor here like this. I'm going to do 2 extractors for now. So we're going to get these 2 extractors pumping over, and that will first build us the solar sails. So we'll let that finish, and in the meantime, I want to hop over here and start gathering water. So we're going to need a launch pad. We're also going to need a landing pad over here. So I'm going to put a landing pad over here, and then this is going to pipe over to a refiner, was it? Yeah, refiner, and then quartz, which is silicon and water. So that's actually a chemical lab. So we need to get the chemical lab researched. Okay. For now, we're going to need a few credits. We need 200 in total to get that started, looks like. So we'll just hop up right on over here. Excellent. So now we can actually, we don't need to research this. We could just put in the chemical lab, which I will do. So now we're going to need to pipe in some uranium, or rather some silicon over here, and then we're going to need to extract some water. So there's the solar sails. We then need to extract water, and that's going to go here. And then this will pipe into a refiner that we can't get quite yet. So we need a supply quest, and we'll go ahead and accept that one. Perfect. And now we're going to need to redirect this to this landing pad, like this. Then we can head into here. And we're going to want to get some additional work done here. So specifically what we're going to need is we're going to need another launch pad. So that is going to be logistics launch pad like that. Then we're going to need another set of uranium. So we're going to need like 200-ish credits here. Okay. Just head on over to here. That's fine. So that'll get us started. So now we're going to put in an extractor here on the silicon, not uranium. I keep calling it uranium. This is silicon. So we're going to hop over this direction. That's fine. And that will start getting us some output for this. And that's good. But we need more. So we're going to get a little bit over here. There we go. That'll be fine. And we're going to need quite a lot of credits at this moment. So we're just going to hop through here for now. Okay, these will finish up eventually. Let's hop back out here for the moment, because we need to hop in here. And this is, of course, piping into a refiner after this, right? So we need 100 total. So let's bring this guy down over here, grab ourselves a couple of additional credits. We'd like to get 100. The question is there going to be that anytime soon? Well, actually, yeah, we're going to have this done very soon. So that looks good, and we are at 93 anyway. So now we can get our refiner in, and that's going to be coming out of this chem lab into the refiner, with the goal being that that's then going to get pumped to the station. Okay, so that will get us our optics lab. Perfect. Now I want to make sure that we are continuing to get that. There we go. And it seems that upgrading your station gets you more score. To be honest, I don't really care about score right now. Maybe I will later, but as of this moment, not particularly. So there is that. I want to head in here for right now, and we want to start getting these extractors in. So that is a very awkward pipe shape, but it'll do. So that looks good for now. And we can hop back over this way. We should have our glass very soon. So we're just waiting on our transport here. Of course, we've only got the one input for our glass, so that's going to be a little rough. There we go. Okay, so one thing we might want to consider doing is getting this to be multiple outputs here. We'd want to use a pipe splitter for that. We don't have pipe splitters yet. We know that's going to be a thing from the previous episode, but there's our optics factory researched. So that is absolutely fantastic. Let's get ourselves more credits flowing in, because now we need to start making mirrors, right? So this is going to be glass, which is currently being sent to the station, and then light alloys, aluminum and silicon. Okay, so aluminum can be found on this asteroid, which is out of reach at this moment. That's interesting. But perhaps it's available on one of these asteroids as well. So we'll discover this one, and that is definitely not aluminum. We'll discover this one. That's aluminum. Okay. So we're going to need to head into this asteroid, and silicon is not available here, but we could send our silicon that is going to the station right now. We could send this over to here, or we could get an additional output from this asteroid. For now, what I think we need to do is we need to hop in here. We're going to need some tech points, actually. We don't have enough tech points right now. So we're going to need to do this. Now, I'm not getting tech points via our supply quest. I'm just going to drop this guy here, and we'll see about getting tech points this way for right now. As of right now, these are all credits, and we'll just collect those. This one just spawned. There's a chance that this becomes a tech point collection. But we actually need 2 of these, so maybe that's not the best of ideas. Oh, hello. You'll do. What else do we got? Okay. This is going to take a little bit at this rate. Still no tech points. Still no tech points. Still no tech points. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and run a supply quest for tech points. We're having bad luck here, and we'll just get it that way. It'll be nice and quick. Very bad luck here. Wow. Nothing but credits. Okay. I'm wondering if that's based on, like, the type of asteroid or something. Kind of wild. Well, what else do we have? More credits. More credits. I mean, we're not going to be short on credits for a little while, so that's neat. Okay, so back we go out over here. There's our tech points that we need. So let's hop back out of here at this point, and we're going to enter this asteroid for right now. So we're just going to plop a landing pad here. We've got what we need down here. So we need to bring in silicon, and that's understood. But the aluminum is right over here, and then this is going to be done in the crucible. So once again, we're going to need some tech points here. Let's go ahead and get some research done on that. And while that's happening, I'm going to get another output of silicon out over this direction. So I'm just looking for a nice pad to work from. There's not really a great one, is there? We could work just right here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be a launch pad, and we're going to get 2 extractors over here for silicon. Those are going to go here. Now, that's currently going to the station, and that's not where we want this to go. So we're going to want this to come over here. And we're going to need to put in a landing pad over here. So that's fine. And now we're going to need to route one of these over to this landing pad here, like this. So now we're bringing silicon in here, and all we need to do, in theory, is combine this together with the aluminum that's naturally occurring here in a crucible. So we're going to need a couple of extractors here. One is probably sufficient, and then we're, of course, going to need to start the research on the crucible. Now, in order to get this, we are going to need to export temporarily this. So let's get that out of there, and that will get us what we need. We'll need to get the aluminum to the station for now. So we have a new supply quest available, and I'm going to grab credits this time. We could also do a module quest, and we could grab these corridors, which I'm going to go ahead and do. And I'll move that up over here for now. Okay, so that looks fine. And we're just going to be patient at this point until this is done. So that seems good for the moment. The corridors are very close to done. We need to wait for 4 more to arrive, which will be shortly. Any moment now. There we go. So the corridors are done. That's fantastic. And we're still waiting on this aluminum to arrive, which will require 4 rockets. Now, as you can see, we have very low export rates here at this moment. That's okay. This is a temporary situation. So that all looks good for now. Okay, we got that going. I think we're going to need more tech points. So let's go ahead and do this. That's aluminum. Okay, I'm going to put in another pair of extractors down here like that. And we'll just start piping some aluminum that way. Cool. And then this is, of course, going to be connected to the crucible later on. So we have a new module quest available, and I don't actually care. That's fine. There's our crucible finished up. So now we want to put a crucible in somewhere out over here, but this actually has to go in a small crater. That's fine. It'll have to go up here, and then this is going to go in here. Yep, we're aware of this, Ruth and Stella. We know we need to research solar panels. We'll get that going. So we need to come in here. We need to research that. So in order for that to happen, we've got glass going to the station right now, so that seems good. We're going to pipe this in. Instead of being here, this is going to pipe in over to here like this. So that crucible needs 3 power, and then that is going to need to be output to... That's going to create the light alloys. And then that's going to need to be output to a optics factory, which takes in glass. Okay. So that's fine. We can definitely do that. The question is, does the optics factory require power? I don't know. But it does require some additional money. So we'll get this going. That'll be fine. There's our solar panels researched. Excellent. So now we can bring in our solar panels here. Oh, this has extra output here. Fascinating. I didn't realize that was a mechanic. Apparently it is. So we'll get these put in, we'll link them in series, and then we'll link this in over here. That now has sufficient power. This now needs an output. And I'm planning to output this directly into an optics factory. For that, of course, we're going to need more credits. So let's hop up over this direction. You didn't actually grab this. Please do so. There you go. And we'll hop over this direction. Cool. So that puts us up to 73 credits. We need 250. There's another batch of credits, though, and we can get another supply quest here. Done. And we'll just hop in over this way. That puts us at 212. Hang on. That's awkward, but there we go. That'll do. 245, and that'll get us enough for the optics factory. Okay, so the optics factory is going to go here. That does require 3 power. So that's understood. We'll need to put more power in there. And then this is going to flow out like this. So we do need additional credits at this moment. We need 75 in total. We're at 49. Okay, now we're at 66, and let's just bring this over this way. Cool. That should get us enough for this solar panel right up over here. The question is, can we link this like that, and then link it in like this to power it? I think so. And then this guy can just go to here. This is still unpowered at this moment, it seems. Well, we can put in another solar panel here and power it like that. What's wrong with the setup here? It requires 3 energy, and I'm wondering if this has somehow broken it. Because this should be outputting 4 energy right now. Wait, we need another resource here, don't we? Yeah, we need uranium to come in here. And there's uranium right here. So we may as well just grab an extractor right here and just pipe that in like that. Now we should be outputting mirrors. There we go. So we just needed that to come in. We may want to put in a second uranium extractor here. We'll see. I do want to grab this up over here. Yeah, I'm going to do a second uranium extraction here. This pipe is going to be a little awkward. Can we squeeze it through here? No. Okay. Can we squeeze it around this way? No. That pipe is awful. And we can't put it in here either. So I'm going to have to redo this pipe to give us a little bit more space here. Which means we're going to have to redo this pipe and have it be coming out instead over this way. So then this pipe would just squeeze in right there like that, and then this one can't quite make its way in. Okay. So we're going to need to completely redo this pipe and get rid of that. Have it come out on this side. It's an awkward path, but it'll be fine. We can't take another input here. Okay, fair enough. We'll just pipe that to the station then. So there's no additional input here that can be taken. That's okay. So we're now getting these mirrors produced. Correct? Well, actually, we should be producing lasers. We've not received our laser. What is this outputting? I'm not sure. Oh, this is a waste product. Okay, that's being sent to the station. Gotcha. But at this moment, we should be producing the laser because we've got the uranium here and the glass is being sent to the station. Hang on. So we're outputting the light alloy here. And we need this to be inputting glass, not uranium at this moment. So we need this to unhook here. And I'll just hook this up over here temporarily. That is a little too much. It's understood. So we are currently needing to send the glass in over here. So what I want to do is I want to create a connection like this. Hang on, that's sending the wrong thing. I want to do a fresh landing pad right here. And that's going to connect in like this, and we need to then pipe the glass to this area. So instead of the glass output going to the station, the glass output is going to come to this landing pad, like that. Okay, so now we should be outputting glass here. Once we actually have any... Or rather, we should be outputting mirrors here once we have any actual glass input. And we're going to need a glass input as well and uranium over here. So we've got this uranium right here, right? And that's absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an additional optics factory here. Yeah, there's pipe splitting. I would love to research that. Let's do it. What do we need for that? Iron. Okay. So we're going to hop out over here, and we're going to enter this. We need this to go to our station. Okay, we need both tech points and credits. We're going to get the credits passively over time. So I'm going to just get these tech points flowing in here, and we should get that fairly quickly. That'll be fine. And yes, I would love to get this researched. That'd be incredible. We do have an additional supply quest that we can do, and I'm going to get this started immediately. Actually, I'm going to cancel that. We can instead do this one. There, now we can work on both of these simultaneously. So that looks good, and all we need now is for this to finish up and get us the tech points that we need to start this. Then we can get a small amount of iron coming in here. We really don't need much. So that'll be fine. We'll get this in here eventually. We're so close. One more shipment. There we go. Okay, perfect. And then we can grab whatever's here on the surface real quick. We don't quite have enough to grab this extractor, but now we do. And we'll get that piping over. Perfect. So just the one extractor is all I'm going to have there for now. Okay, so at this moment, we have our 10 mirrors, and all we need now is our laser. So that's the optics factory, and we've got the uranium, we've got the glass. So really, in theory, we don't even need to do anything, do we? All we need to do here is disconnect the input of this right here. Disconnect this input and change this input to be here, like that. Right? And once that arrives here, that'll be uranium and glass, which glass is coming in here, and that should produce the laser. And that should actually give us victory, which is remarkable. Without even having researched the pipe hub, which is, you know, exciting. Okay, so now we're producing lasers. And that should be good. In theory. So yeah, we've got some jammed up logistics here. This is mostly because we're massively overproducing glass right now. And that's fine for the moment. We've got what we need, and it should be okay. So there's that laser finished. I want to grab the pipe hub first before we do anything else. Let's give it a try. Place a pipe hub near your production site. Okay, let's do that down over here for now. Okay, so the pipe hub can go in like that. Connect one or more pipes to it, then draw out as many as you like. The pipe hub will split the flow evenly between them. Okay, so it won't allow you to like differentiate between different types of inputs and send different inputs in different directions. Good to know. So at this moment, I'm just going to grab this pipe here. No, not that pipe. This pipe. If I can. Apparently I can't. Okay, that's exciting. Well, I think I get how this works anyway. Let's go ahead and get our victory here and complete Sector 3. We did it! After all those calculations, the laser sail spaceship is finally ready. Only a 0.001% chance of the sail melting and everyone frying. Don't you mean a 99.999% chance of success? Alright, I'm ready to see our new ship get lasered into space. I've been working overtime to get those cryo eggs ready. Yoke, you're such a tiny flapper. Can I stash some of my greenery in yours? That's fine, I'll have the coziest egg of all. Come on, guys, let's get going. Unless you want to arrive a couple decades later. I don't think that's how that works, Roots. Get it together now. This is it. The moment of truth. To the cryo eggs, crew! We will close our eyes here in our home system, but when we open them up again, we will face the unknown. Generating forward momentum.
Tucked into their cryo eggs, our crew will leave the rest of the birds behind. Those who remain will tell their hatchlings of the incredible mission they once shared. The solar sail unfolds to its full size of 5.9 square kilometers, reflecting the light of their home star as a final farewell, before they accelerate into the darkness. For 96 years, our birds slept through the silence of space. But this calmness ends now. Rise and shine, and welcome to Ravsicle. This really should have been a warm and cozy place, but a shroud of interstellar dust has settled around this F-type star. It's reduced Ravsicle's light to a permanent sunset, dragging temperatures below freezing all across the system. But even as feathers fluff and beaks chatter, when it comes to closing in on the strange mystery, the birds are getting warmer.
Okay, cool. Also, our cursor appears to be stuck in a grabbing cursor, so that's exciting. We'll travel to the next sector, and... Ravsicle. Time for a winter coat. Wake up, flock. We've arrived in Ravsicle. You have to see this. Whoa, looks really inviting. I hope there's at least some treasure under all this ice and snow. That treasure is called data rust, and this system is full of it. But first, we'll need to set up the space station, or we'll freeze to death. Freeze? Well, that's not how I'd like to start my Tuesday. Nice job, Stella. You broke the captain. Don't be such a doom squawker. First, let's find a hot cup of coffee, and then we'll find a solution. I'm fine. We're all going to be fine, provided we stick to my grand master plan. Gather resources, set up the station, find the strangelets, boom. Promotions, glory, and possibly cake. I slept like a chick. Those cryo eggs are as comfy as our nests back in the day. Brr, it's frosty here. Oh look, the mouse fixed itself. Cool. Well observed, Herb. We need to insulate our corridors before we can venture out into this system. You must be telepathic, Stella. That's exactly what I was going to suggest. Great minds think alike. Let's do it. Okay, so we'll get started on this next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.